What's going on, soon-to-be mamas? Well, I'm assuming y'all about to be mamas soon, right? Because you wouldn't have clicked on this video, or you just gave birth. Well, you're wondering like, damn, what are the 10 things I wish I would have known sooner in my pregnancy? Like me, because I'm 29 weeks today. Well, I hit 29 weeks on Sunday. Today's 4th of July. Happy 4th, everyone. I had a few moments when I'm like, I wish I would have known that sooner. So in today's video, we're gonna go through 10 things that I wish I would have known sooner in my pregnancy. Before I jump into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and comment on this video so you guys can see more of my pregnancy journey. I'm doing September, so we're fairly almost there. I thought I'd bring you guys along with moments like this where I talk about things I wish I would have known sooner, what I eat in a day. Stay tuned for that video. So let's just jump right into this video. We're not gonna waste no time, okay? First tip I want to share is prenatal vitamins. When I first found out I was pregnant, you know, it took me a while to order my prenatals because for when I was in disbelief, like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. I started doing my research or whatnot. At the time, I started experiencing morning sickness. So I figured a pill is not the best thing for me to start taking in case I throw it up. So I figured taking a gummy would be perfectly fine. Well, one of the things I didn't know is that the gummies don't give you half of the vitamins you need as the pill would when you take it. So I was taking Ollie. And then I started doing more research because I finished it. I'm like, okay, should I order another one or should I start taking something else that has a little bit more of the essentials I need? So when I started doing more research on Ollie gummy vitamins, well, Ollie prenatal vitamins, the gummies. I said that totally wrong, I'm sorry. I realized that the amount of vitamins I need, the prenatal vitamins I need, it wasn't even, like I would have to take like 5 of those things or 6, and the recommended daily dosage was 4, I think. I'm like, what the heck? So I started doing more research, and I'm like, I cannot continue taking this if it's not giving me the nutrients I need for the baby. Now, I was still in my first trimester. I think I was entering the second trimester at the time. So I ended up switching to Nature's Made prenatal vitamins, and it gives you, and I think that was rated one of the highest of vitamins that you can get. However, it still doesn't give you, I forget what, one of the main essentials, my baby's kicking, one of the main essentials that you need, but you can get it from eggs. So here and there I'm eating scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, but Nature's Made prenatal vitamins is probably one of the highest, not the best obviously, but one of the highest that you can take. So that's what I ended up ordering, and that's what I take now. It's like 120 capsules, and it's gonna last me throughout my whole pregnancy, and I'm gonna continue it even after. But that's one of the things I wish I would have known, but like the doctors were just like, as long as you're taking prenatal vitamins, it's fine. No, it's not fine, because I'm not giving my baby the nutrients I need, or she needs, now that you guys know what I'm having, for her to grow and have a healthy organs, healthy brain, all that good stuff. Ended up switching out of the gummies and going into the pills. If you're taking the gummies, I highly suggest you try taking the pills because you're not getting the nutrients that you need with the gummies. Going back into prenatal vitamins, there are certain things that you won't get in the prenatals, but eating certain foods is what's gonna be able to give you what the prenatals aren't giving you. I wish I would have known that early on. You know, most midwives, most doctors tell you just try to eat, try to drink enough water. And it's just like, I'm eating junk food. I wouldn't say that I was craving, but I'm eating what I could eat at the time. Had I known, like I wish I would have like possibly had maybe a nutritionist, dietitian or something like that that could actually guide me on things that would be best for me and the baby to get the nutrients that we need in order for us to like thrive throughout the pregnancy. And there's certain foods that you can eat that'll help diminish the morning sickness, instead of you just being in bed and being miserable and not getting anything inside your system. I wish I would have known that early on. I wish I was recommended like a dietitian or nutritionist early on, so that way I knew what to put in my body that'll help with morning sickness and dehydration and all that stuff that you go through in the first trimester. I know some people still go through it and still do suffer, but not everybody, you know. I did what I could in the first trimester, early second trimester, in order for me to get some stuff into my system. But I feel like I wish we had better resources that'll help guide you into the right direction instead of just you just being thrown out there. Because let's be honest, there's really technically not a handbook when it comes to pregnancy because everyone's different. And if there is a handbook, it's like an encyclopedia, like it's thick. Like, who wants to read all that? Like, there's not even a audiobook for it. I know there's different like podcasts and different things that you can listen to, but I want a step by step. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a step by step. That was the second tip. Staying hydrated is the third tip. Early on, they're like, drink water, drink water, drink water, right? But you're realizing like you still feel dehydrated, and it's like you get to the point where like, I don't want to keep drinking water because I don't, like, water's not doing anything for me. Hold that thought. Water, which is water, but I was talking too much, so I needed some liquid, you know. Water wasn't doing anything for me. All they're telling you is drink water, drink water, drink water. If you don't like the taste of water, add a little dash of lemon in there, add a little dash of lime in there, cucumbers. And it's just like, that's still not helping. What I wish I would have known early on, or even thought of, or just had someone suggest it to me, was add a little electrolytes. Not just in powder form, because sometimes when you add too much powder electrolytes, it's too sweet. And then it brings you back to like, I can't drink this, it's too sweet. Had I known like early on, like, okay, try a little Propel, try a little sparkling water that has electrolytes, that would have helped me tremendously. You know, now I drink Propel now, like I have a Propel right here. Like if I feel like I'm not getting my my water intake, like if I still feel dehydrated after drinking water, I'll go grab me a Propel water, which has no sugar, it has electrolytes in it to help hydrate me. Before they're like, you're supposed to be drinking 7 to 8 glasses of water a day, but you can also drink a Propel water, you can also drink tea. Like all those things are hydrating you. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be water. So I wish I would have known that early on, because then yeah, I would have been drinking a lot more fluids, you know, especially like I was experiencing a lot of cramping early on because obviously I'm dehydrated and I don't want to drink water. I felt like water tasted nasty. Like I was sending my husband on goose runs to get me certain waters. I couldn't drink Aquafina, I couldn't drink Zephyr Hill. I got to the point where I was drinking Evian, but then later on Evian started tasting nasty to me. Like I couldn't drink it. Certain waters just tasted disgusting to me. The only water that I was able to like drink was Smart Water. I was so scared to drink anything else because they kept telling me water, water, water. You can drink electrolytes that's not too sweet. Like if you just go to Costco, go Publix or Winn-Dixie, something, and then just look at all the variations of water they have and try them out, see what works best for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be just water, because you're gonna get to the point where you're feeling like water's not doing anything for you, you're not drinking water, which you should. But just add a little bit of electrolytes to get the hydration that you need. You also want to make sure that you're getting in iron. You know, even if your iron comes out great in the beginning, because again, my iron levels were great first and second trimester. It wasn't until the third trimester when I did my glucose test and ran my blood test again to make sure my iron levels were good. But they normally said as you get closer to the end of your pregnancy, your iron levels will drop. And I used to be severely anemic back then, and I figured, I'm like, I used to always ask, I'm like, how's my iron, how's my iron? And then now they're like, you're anemic again. So now I take my iron supplements. I take iron supplements. However, if you're gonna start taking iron supplements, the prenatals cancel that out. I believe the vitamins are in there will cancel out the iron. So you have to take iron, vitamin C supplements, as well as your prenatal in order for everything to balance out great. In order for you to really increase your red blood count. I don't know if it's red blood count or white blood count. Whichever one it is, it helps increases it, because if you only take iron by itself, you're not getting that iron nutrient that you need, because the prenatals, the vitamins that are in the prenatals are canceling out the iron. So my midwife suggested that I take iron, vitamin C, as well as a prenatal. So that's 3 pills you would have to take. Don't take the gummies, okay? Make sure you're taking the pills. Do your best to find a way to take the pills, whether it's crushing it up, because when you do crush it up, it's a little better. It goes into your bloodstream faster. This is not a tip that this is not a tip that I would say I wish I would have known sooner, because I see it everywhere. Pregnant women work out. It's not too late, even if you're like 30 weeks, it's not too late to start exercising. But for me, I wish I would have continued my exercises that I was doing prior to pregnancy to continuing on, because statistics say the women who are more active in their pregnancy have a better labor and delivery experience. Even now, I'm 29 weeks and I have yet to go back outside to walk. I live in Florida, it's hot. I also have to keep in mind, do you want to be hot or do you want to have a successful labor and delivery? And I'm like, dang, I want to have a successful labor and delivery, because even if it's 30 minutes, you can always come back inside. You can walk with the fan in your hand. There's so many different resources, so many different gadgets that you can buy to have on you to keep you cool. And then you come back inside and you drink your water that you need, as opposed to being in labor and delivery for like 24 hours. You know, you want to make sure you minimize as much hours you're in the hospital as possible. My goal is to be in and out of the hospital. My goal is to have a quick and easy labor. I know a lot of women are probably like, ha ha ha, good luck, but it's possible. You know, I know a woman who had just had her baby. It was only 2 hours and she only pushed, I think, a handful, like on one hand, a handful of times. That's what I want to do, because she did everything possible. She exercised, she swam, she did everything. And because I'm still early, it's like, all right, Nat, let's get to it. So today, it's 4th of July. I'm gonna go outside, even though it's muggy and hot, the sun's out. I prefer to be hot and sweaty than to be in labor longer than what I would intend to be in labor for. So definitely exercise. Don't be a couch potato. Don't lay in bed all day. Get moving, get stretching, get you a stability ball, bounce on it. You know how to bounce on it, because that's how your baby got here. So do what's necessary for you to have an easy labor and delivery. Obviously, nothing's easy about it, but at least your joints and your ligaments will be all warmed up for it. You know what I mean? I'm assuming all you guys know this. Make sure you guys are staying away from alcohol. Make sure you guys are staying away from cigarettes. This is not something where, like, I wish I would have known this sooner, because I found out I was pregnant 4 weeks in. When I did find out, I immediately stopped drinking. Nobody I know smokes around me anyway, so I don't play that anyway. I don't like, you know, everyone had their youngin' days when they probably tried a cigarette, tried weed, tried whatever it was. And now it's like, I don't want to be around that. So I've already separated myself from that type of stuff. So as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I immediately stopped drinking wine. You know, my stash of wine is still here. It's gonna still be here when she comes. I know it's only 9 months, you know what I mean? And it's not even just 9 months. I know it's further on, especially if you're breastfeeding. It's not as long as I intended. So I went cold turkey with it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I need a glass of wine. Like here and there is like, only time I need a glass of wine is when I come home from work. It's like if I had a stressful day, it's like, dang, I wish I had like a glass of wine. I'm not craving it at all. So just make sure, that's a tip I'm gonna just add in there, because all y'all should know that anyway. Everyone's different with this tip, right? So a lot of people get better sleep when they have their baby, or some people get better sleep while they're pregnant. Me, I sleep better. Well, I don't want to say I sleep better. It takes a while for me to fall asleep now. It's not like, oh my God, I'm waking up to like heartburn and, whew, knock on wood. I'm not waking up to heartburn. I do wake up to pee here and there, but I'm able to fall right back asleep. We keep the house pretty cool. We have blacked out curtains. So when I do sleep, I tend to wake up pretty refreshed. Today I didn't wake up too refreshed because I had to get up and let the maintenance guy in to fix our oven. Other than that, like, I sleep pretty well. Now the times where I don't go to sleep, that's on me, because I'm scrolling on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm scrolling on Instagram here and there. I'm over Instagram anyway, but I'm on the internet scrolling when I should be asleep. And when I finally do fall asleep, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and I gotta get up at like 7:30 to go to work. I'm at work and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. But it's not like, oh, the baby kept me up. Like, no, I kept myself up. So make sure you're definitely sleeping, trying to get as much sleep as possible. Do your best to have blackout curtains. I feel sorry for anyone who's going through heartburn right now. I've experienced it for 2 days. It didn't last too long. But again, I don't want to say too much, because I still have a long ways to go in my pregnancy and it can come at any time. But I'm praying that I don't get it, because I already suffered enough in the first trimester, and I'm really hoping that this last coming trimester is smooth and easy. I've been pretty blessed so far with my rest. So if you're not experiencing heartburn and you're in your third trimester too, try to get as much sleep as possible as long as your body allows it. If you have to talk to your manager by coming in a little later sometimes, feel free to, because anyway, that law just passed on June 23rd. So most companies that have over 15 employees are supposed to, I would say, like, approve your request. So if you are like at a point where, like, let's say you're early on in your pregnancy and you're experiencing some serious nausea, morning sickness, talk to your manager and let them know, like, hey, is it okay if I either come in later or work from home on some days to make it easier for me? Because they can't deny that. Definitely read into that law because it just passed. Speaking of rest and sleep, if you don't get any sleep and you're thinking of caffeine the next day, be mindful of the intake. Like right now, this is too much caffeine. Like I told my husband small. Like come on. I don't like having things go into waste, which brings me to this. If you drunk a whole medium caffeine, which I've done that before. As long as it's not consistent, you're fine. You know, it's not like somebody like, oh my God, doc, I had a cold sub, because we're not allowed to have deli meat. It's like, what do you do if you had something that you didn't know? You know, there's some people who've had cold subs before and nothing happened, you know, but you don't want to make that consistent. You don't want to be, oh my God, I'm craving a cold sub every day and you're eating a cold sub. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, because those things have bacteria that could affect your baby. You don't want to do that. But I think if I'm not mistaken, if you've had it once, don't freak out about it. Just don't do it again. That's really all my doctor says. Like, just don't do it again. Like, and you don't want to put your baby through that anyway. So like, if you feel like you've had more than 200 milligrams of caffeine, like, just don't do it again. That's it. That's all I can really tell you. Don't do it again. But it's okay if you have caffeine, as long as it's not over 200 milligrams. So just do your research. I know it's so hard to figure out, like with Dunkin', Starbucks, if they're even giving you the right intake that's on their website, you know, so it's kind of hard to determine. But to be safe, just ask for decaf or half decaf. Like, decaf have caffeine in it anyway, but it's very small amount compared to what you would normally get. But to be on the safe side, ask for decaf. I wish I would have told my husband if I knew he was giving me a medium to get me half decaf. That way I wouldn't feel bad. But now I'm like, you know, too much caffeine can restrict growth of your baby. If you early on in your pregnancy, it can cause miscarriages. So definitely be careful with caffeine. Always educate yourself. There's so many different resources, so many different new studies, especially with pregnant women. Everybody's body is different. Again, as I was saying with the deli meat, you have women who ate deli meat throughout their whole pregnancy and nothing happened, and their baby is as healthy as an ox. You don't want to get to that point where it's like, well, she did it, I could do it too, and then God forbid something happens, you know? So definitely do your research, educate yourself. Take childbirth classes, even if you're early on, who cares? Why not learn these things early on, you know? Always ask questions. Normally when I was going to my doctor's appointments, I'm like, I don't have any questions, because like I'm reading about things online, but it's like, don't just read things online, don't just watch videos. If you have a question about something, ask your healthcare professional, ask your doctor, ask your OBGYN, midwife, whomever. Ask them if it's true, because sometimes people put things on the internet and it's not true. So definitely that's another tip. I don't know if that was 10 tips. I don't know. But definitely educate yourself and also listen to your body. Again, each woman experiences things differently. Some women can eat sushi. Some women have eaten something raw and nothing has happened. I'm not gonna do it. But if you choose to do it, listen to your body. Okay, don't just do it all the time. I am a rule follower when it comes to creating life. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and like, my baby's gonna be fine. No, that's not something I'm gonna do. That's negligence. Quite honestly, I feel like you shouldn't even be a mom if you're ignoring things like that. That's some serious things. Like, you can get certain parasites and that can attack the baby. You don't want your baby suffering in your womb. So definitely listen to your body, educate yourself. Don't be frustrated when you get to the point where you're not remembering things. You pride yourself in like having good memory and stuff, because that's what I did. I pride myself in having good memory. However, I'm at a point where like I can't even finish sentences because I'm like, dang, I can't think. And it gets worse throughout your pregnancy and even after, apparently, but it comes back. So don't get frustrated on yourself, because I've definitely read on that. Apparently our gray matter shrinks as we're pregnant because it's preparing us for motherhood. You want, like, it's basically helping you kick in your motherly instincts. You don't want your gray matter, which, especially with women, we're able to multitask and pay attention to every different thing. You should be paying attention to one thing right now, which is keeping you and the baby safe and healthy. I feel like I understand, like when I was watching a scientist break it down, like it really made sense. You lose some of your gray matter during pregnancy, so your motherly instincts start to kick in. So when the baby's here, your only focus is to make sure that baby is safe, healthy, and taken care of. Don't beat yourself up. Eventually it'll come back. I would say allow your body enough time to rest and recover for you to like really start to like get back to who you normally was. It'll take a long time now. I know I'm just saying it as a first-time mom, but science always proves it. Like, your body goes through something traumatic, it'll take a while before it goes back to normal. Not everyone goes through cravings. If you're wondering, like, dang, like I didn't crave throughout my whole pregnancy. I didn't really crave throughout my whole pregnancy. I'm not really one to like, oh my God, I'm craving a pickle and a peanut butter. No, that's not something that I went through. And quite honestly, I don't know how true this is. I didn't really look more into it, but apparently the more you crave things, the more deficient you are in some vitamins. I don't know how true that is, but that's what some doctors online are saying. And that's something that I can actually ask my midwife, or you can ask your midwife. What cravings? Is it a hormonal change? Is it something where like you're deficient in certain vitamins? They do say that like eating ice means that you're iron deficient. Sorry for that white noise that's in the background. My AC just turned on. But they do say that when you crave ice, that you're iron deficient. I haven't craved ice. My teeth are so sensitive, just thinking about it like got me like, ooh, I can't just eat ice. Certain cravings means that you're deficient in something. I don't have cravings. I would say I have taste for things. I'm like, okay, I can go for some like Haitian macaroni and cheese. That's exactly what I told my dad the other day. I'm like, I haven't had that in a while. And he's like, all right, I know somebody that'll make it for you. That's all I would say I have. It's a difference because I know what cravings are. Before pregnancy, during my menstrual, I would crave. The main thing I would crave was hot fries and Snickers. I don't have that type of craving. I don't even want a hot fries. I'll eat a Snickers here and there, but hot fries, nope. One last tip, I wish I would have known sooner. I don't even know these were tips, but whatever. Take this information as you will. Your smell to things will change because your hormones are like changing. Like, I'll have my husband smell my hands, like, does my hand smell? And he's like, no, it smells normal. But for me, it smells like I was holding a bag of pennies. That's the smell I get. And I don't like it, but it comes and goes. You're gonna go through some different body odor that only you can smell. Nobody else may not be able to smell. Some people are different. Some people can smell it. But for me, like whenever I ask my husband, I don't know if he's just saying no, whatever, or he just likes my smell in general. I won't put it past him. But you're gonna go through some scent changes. Like, you'll be able to tell someone what they had the night prior. That's how much it changes, and it becomes so sensitive. I didn't have any sensitivity perfume, thank God, because I love smelling good. And you gotta be careful with some perfumes too. You don't want it to go in your bloodstream. Shout out to Tam for telling me that. Certain perfumes, if you don't want a perfume, body spray, I don't have any sensitivity to it. Maybe like one or two that are too strong, which was one of the ones that was too strong for me was the one I wore for my wedding. But I sprayed it the other day and I was able to wear it all day with no issues. But again, going back to what I was saying, you're gonna have a different scent of yourself, and don't be alarmed. It's nothing bad. It's your hormones, and you're just gonna it's gonna be body odor, whether it's under your armpits or down there. Like, it's gonna be strong, and you're gonna smell it, and you're gonna assume that everyone else can smell it. You're pregnant, just accept it for what it is. If you can't smell body spray, spray yourself and you'll be fine. But one of the ones I can't stand is the one on my hands. So I'm constantly washing my hand. I'm constantly putting hand sanitizer on my hands, and I just can't stand it. Like, I don't like it. Smells very metallic-y. but I prefer it on my hands and on my tongue, because in early pregnancy, no one tells you that you'll have a metallic taste in your tongue. I hated it. Another thing, I wish someone told me that your spit, it becomes excess and thick. If you have that, whew, I'm just thinking about it. Calm down. If you have that, sometimes that triggers your nausea. Try not to think about it. If you have excess spit, one thing I've learned, sniff alcohol. Don't drink it. Not drinking alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Take a sniff of it, and that helps bring your nausea down and basically distracts your brain. That's another thing. My tips are all over. Just take as you will with this information. Just know that you're not alone. There's so many different things that I wish I would have known sooner. Even now, like I wish I would have known sooner that I may get morning sickness again. Like I've had it 1 or 2 times. I've had the heartburn, and then the smell in my hands came back. Keep that in mind. What you went through in your first trimester, it may or may not come back in your 3rd trimester. Those are all the tips that I wish I would have known sooner. And some tips is just, some of the tips were just me telling you to be on the lookout for. But at the end of the day, pregnancy is beautiful. You're growing life inside you. It's the most amazing. I'm not sure where I left off at, but I'm gonna hurry this up. Pregnancy is the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. Just feeling her move inside me is quite astonishing. Us women, we're amazing. Always know that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for what I eat in a day, because I know a lot of people want to know what other people eat in a day, and mine's going to be extremely realistic. I don't got time to be pretending that I eat this and eat that when I really don't. So stay tuned for that video, for a realistic video on what I eat in a day. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy 4th.
We went to a small bar with neon lights. Talked about everything that was on our mind. Talking to you.